you, whoever that was.
Let's look a little bit and where we think we're going with RecRoom. So our overall goal with RecRoom is we want to make a fun and welcoming environment for people from all walks of life. So we want people from anywhere in the world to be able to join, people with any skill level, no matter what they're into. We want them to come into RecRoom and find a great community. Feedback we've heard a million times over is the best experiences that people have with RecRoom is when they meet someone nice who'll kind of show them the ropes and take it through. And so thank you to everyone who does that. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So with that kind of goal, we think of RecRoom as fundamentally cross-platform, right? So we're going to try and be on as many platforms as can support us. And so we think that, ready for RecRoom when it has 6-degree freedom tracking of the head, like the Vive, like the Oculus, like many other platforms, and at least one 6-off hand. That's what we really need. Question?
Will you be making extra rooms? Because I feel like it's becoming a really big problem having little kids everywhere all the time, and some people don't like playing with little kids. I was just curious if you guys were going to make a room just for them.
So here's what I'll say. I don't want to make any too strong of a statement here, but one thing is we are working on something that addresses the need to have some special treatment for kids. As of right now, we need to stick to the code of conduct, and please report kids when you see them.
Yeah, I do.
We are thinking about
moderator
ways.
With that.
Thank you. We are thinking about ways that we can handle that a lot better, and we hope that on a time frame of the next month or two, we hope we've got some things to say about that. So I don't want to say anything too specific, but please know we are working on that. Yeah. Vin, you got a question?
I got one.
Sorry, I forgot I'm push to talk. What happens
okay.
when people are reported? Like, what actually happens after?
So I don't want to go into too many specifics, and the reason I always say that, I always say we don't talk about too much about how our moderation system works is because we don't want to encourage people to game the system. But generally speaking, we review the reports we see, and we issue bans and suspensions as appropriate. Yeah.
Speaking of the moderation system, have you guys put any thought towards a solution to people getting banned because they're good at paintball, for example?
Yes, and actually we haven't.
You're like, you're good, and they're like, ban.
Yeah, so we actually.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
It does
Not
happen.
to me. I'm terrible. But people are
not to me either. I'm terrible as well. So yes, we have thought about that. We're running some back-end experiments as we speak, and so we'll see if it helps. Okay.
Can I ask you a question about the numbers?
Oh yeah, please.
How many players do play RecRoom?
Lots.
Yeah, there's a counter somewhere.
Lots. Yeah, so you can get a general idea. There's some kind of counters that will show you how many players concurrently are on Steam, and so we show up on that. Those numbers are roughly accurate as best we can tell. Then obviously we got the Oculus players as well, so you can get a pretty good estimate from that. All right, what else? So we got Vin. You got more?
Sorry about that. I was just making sure I wasn't hitting my light.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah,
no worries. Okay, so something where I was talking about platforms, so let me talk a little bit more about that. So we want to be on any platform that will support us, and so there's the PlayStation 4 is something that we're interested in. We're looking at that. We're going to see if we can manage to be on there. There's many other platforms coming, and yeah, really what I actually wanted to get to hear your thoughts on this is because something that we're very excited by is the notion of portable VR. So VR that doesn't require a computer, VR that doesn't require any wires, VR that's untethered, so that you got much more freedom of movement. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Like, in terms of new hardware and stuff like that, what is exciting to you?
Dangerous.
People up gaming.
I actually just, right before this started, I actually saw someone who was playing it, this game using, a phone, because they used some kind of program called VR Ridge, and it made it go to their phone or something.
Yeah.
And also,
What?
Yeah, we've seen some people
doing that as well right now.
Yeah, we've seen a few people do that. We've had a couple of people kind of contact us via the forums, and we have like a AFK detection. So, you know, when people are out of their headset, eventually we'll kick you back to the dorm room so you're not occupying a slot in the room. And so apparently some of these kind of like, you know, more phone-based solutions or some of the variant headsets, they don't have a correct AFK sensor. So people often get kicked inappropriately.
Why is someone trying to cook fresh?
Yeah, I see the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Is
Fresh
everyone
is not
okay?
underage.
Okay, Fresh, you doing all right?
Voice is really
Where's Fresh?
deep.
Are you fresh?
Oh yeah, look. Oh, hey,
What's up?
there's Pug. Hey, Pug. How you doing? All right.
I'm right
So yeah,
behind
tell
you.
me what else are you excited about in terms of like upcoming hardware stuff like that, Joey?
Question from a developer standpoint.
From here.
I have a question about the engine. How hard is it to replicate basically physics? Because I see this game is all about physics and throwing frisbees and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
As I like develop myself in the Unreal Engine, what kind of engine are you like? Is the group using for
Yes.
RecRoom?
So we build RecRoom in Unity.
Okay.
And you're right. It's we do put a lot of effort into our physics. I mean, we use the standard Unity physics engine for you know, kind of basic rigid body collisions, but we put a ton of effort into tuning everything, like the you know, the discs and everything. Like there's a lot of effort and playtesting goes into making sure that things behave as well as they can. And obviously, it's not always perfect, but we do try.
Okay.
You know, something I would recommend looking at from a developer perspective is take a really close look at the values you're getting from the controllers. They're quite different between Vive and Oculus. They both have their kind of different quirks, and we had to put a lot of like platform-specific kind of tweaks to make it feel good on each platform.
All right.
I'm doing that motion because I always think about throwing the basketballs. Like that's kind of my test case is like
Oh
shooting
man,
hoops in the rec
that
center.
is so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah, paddleball on
Yeah.
a Rift, you can't hit it as fast as a Vive can. I've noticed.
Oh,
Like Vive, as a Vive player, I
Solos
can
had
slam
had
it
it for a
and
while.
it flies across, and someone on a Rift just goes. Nope.
HTC boy.
Yeah, and we actually noticed differences with the Rift because you
It's
can use
because
the
Rift
Rift
players
either.
don't even lift, bro.
Don't
Yeah,
live,
don't even-
bro.
You gotta start with Rift players. What's good?
So, we noticed.
Will you sign my autograph?
All right, not too much yelling, please. It's going to get kind of crazy in here. So, yeah, what I was saying is like we noticed a pretty different performance of the Rift when it's running on Steam and the Rift when it's running via the Oculus Store. We get kind of different values from the controllers, so we tweak for that as well. So yeah, if you're a Rift user, it might be interesting to try RecRoom both running via the Oculus Store and running via Steam. You might notice it's slightly different. Yeah, cold.
When you talk, like, are you going to be working a little bit more with facial expressions when people talk, or are you going to be working with that at all anymore? Or you think you... How are you going to do that?
I think that
Using
answers the
Oculus
question.
Rift.
So absolutely. So everyone's got that ability. You've got that ability. This is
though?
something we literally added yesterday. We call it Espresso. You see, are you on Vive or Rift?
I'm on the Vive.
Okay, so
Yes,
the
easy.
little menu button, press and hold the menu button and wave your hand around, and something will happen.
Oh my
Takes a little
god.
bit- it's easiest to practice in front of the mirror.
Oh, the menu
yeah,
button.
so
What do you mean? What do you
so
mean
this
by
is
the
the-
menu button?
Oh, so
one
there's,
above
on the Vive, there's like the little button up above the big teleport button.
The one
You
at
press
the
and hold
top.
that, and you can make various facial expressions.
Oh wow,
Takes,
well, that
takes a
took
little
me
bit
a
of
while
practice
to...
to get used to, but
So cool.
Definitely.
Is this the charades room? When is this?
I can't hear
oh yeah, so we modified the charades room to like, but this is we over time we're kind of wanting to turn this into more of a performance space. So like we're starting to get to a crowd size where you might be able to do like a stand-up comedy set, or you might be able to do some theater, or you might be able to do maybe some musical performance, something
That's
like
pretty
that.
awesome.
Honestly, like we want everyone to be thinking about like if you want to run an event. I know some people here. I recognize some faces and some names. I know some people have run events and attended events. So thank you for that. Like this is a great time to sort of kind of join in and practice and experiment because this is where we're
How
learning
does it
what's going to be
work?
great in
How
social
can you
VR.
run an event?
Okay,
How do you do that? How
now-
to?
Oh yeah, all right. So same question from you, Emily. So
how would you
can
like
share.
to start one?
yeah, okay. So let me talk about
Have
that.
like a
So
birthday party in here.
first of all, the what we're trying to get to is a system where you can just sort of all in VR, all in RecRoom. You can create an event. You might notice that there's actually now an event button in the watch. And that just been added. It doesn't do much yet, but what we're planning to do is actually have an event browser, so you can just like you can jump to activities, you'll be able to see the events that are going on and just press a button to kind of jump into them. So we want to make it so that you can create an event in VR, people can find it in VR. But right now, what you need to do is come and find us on the Reddit or the Discord. So if you haven't been to the Reddit, it's our RecRoom. We're very active there. You can talk to Duffy there. He'll be talking to you every day.
Cool.
And some of you may know Beboz, who's one of our developers. He's on the Discord and on the Reddit, and he kind of is our main event designer. So he's like, thinking through a lot of how the systems need to work and everything. So right now, to do a featured event like this one, you work with Beboz. You kind of go and pitch him, hey, I want to run a murder mystery, or I want to do we did a Ready Player One discussion the other night that went really well. I think that was Drummer Geek hosted that one. And so if you want to do something like that, right now you got to talk to Beboz. Soon you'll be able to just set it up yourself and just kind of use RecRoom to do whatever kind of gathering you want. All right, we got a few questions. Joey, what you got?
2 quick questions. One more about like character interaction. For example, now you can't really like interact with people. It's like more through. Can you shake around people? Like it's not like that, I swear. But it's like but it's like
sorry, we reserved that for private rooms, okay?
No. But more character interaction, like drag someone along or that kind of stuff. But not that it's annoying. That you can give permission or something.
It's an interesting idea and stuff that we've, yes, I think that's a really fun idea and something that we'll definitely try. Something that we've wanted to try for the longest time but keep not getting around to is in dodgeball. When you score a really good hit with a dodgeball, we want to temporarily decouple the avatar from the user and kind of ragdoll it and kind of like so you can knock them across. That'd be awesome. I think that'd be hilarious.
And you should have like a point of view of the person who's being knocked around.
Yeah, could be kind of crazy.
I had a quick second question. Did you guys like choose for the models to be like this kind of low polygon?
Yes.
Or that's like kind of style?
Yeah, let me talk about that a bit. And then Big Mac, I saw you had a question. We'll get to you in a second. Yes, so the visual style of RecRoom, as you've noticed, is is fairly low poly, fairly low fidelity, and there's really 3 reasons for that. So the first reason is, as you've noticed, we like to update a lot, we like to experiment a lot, we like to add a lot of new things really fast, and so this kind of art style means that we can move really, really fast. It doesn't take us months and months to make a new level or something. We can do it in a much quicker amount of time. So that's one reason, is so that we can go real fast. 2, and this is kind of more of a creative choice, is that we kind of feel like until you can get to like really good photorealism, like you're like really, really super convincing humans, there's actually something kind of more expressive about a simple abstract face. If I don't know, is anyone in the room familiar with a book called Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud? Anyone read this book?
No, really.
I think I've read like a little bit of it.
Okay, well it's
I think
makes it. Well, if you haven't, and if you're curious about comics and stuff, I would really recommend it. It's a great book, and it talks a lot about the kind of the level of abstraction and the amount of expression. So I actually find that it's kind of more like the behavior is more important to communicate the essence of a human, and fidelity is less important. But the third and most important reason is that we want to, like I said earlier, we want to take RecRoom to every platform that'll take us. And that includes, upcoming mobile headsets that might be battery powered, will be lower, have lower GPU and CPU capabilities. And so we want to make sure that we're able to run on the broadest array of platforms there is, so that we can have the most number of players that we can, so that we can have great gatherings and everyone can get to know each other and we can have a nice big global party. That's the goal. So that's why the avatars are simple global parties. So I think we're going to do Big Mac next.
Okay, with the recent death of Alt Space VR, I was wondering about what the business model is, because the game itself is free and there's no in-game advertising, and you guys are obviously running servers and doing development and paying staff. How is this possible?
So first of all, we should all pour one out for Altspace. They were pioneers in the social VR space. We have a huge respect
Moment
for
of silence
Altspace and
for
everything they did.
Altspace.
Moment of silence for
Wait,
Altspace.
what
you know.
happened? What happened to Altspace?
So Altspace have announced that they're closing down, and I'm not sure exactly
No.
what the status is. You know, I hope maybe that they
Yeah, I
can
got
figure
an
out a
email
way to
about
keep
it.
going. Yeah, so hopefully. I'm not 100% sure
Nah,
of the
closed a
status.
couple
But
days ago.
anyway, we just want to pay our respects to Altspace. They were
I got an email
pioneers in
about it.
social VR. And did a lot of cool stuff. And actually, like, you know, some of our thinking about events has been influenced by a lot of experimentation they did. Anyway, but back to how is this possible? So we've raised some money. We've announced, you know, we've raised $5 million in funding. And so
Were we able
we're
to
kind
help
of...
fund you?
Damn, that's
Where
awesome.
were we going to help fund you?
So what this means is right now, you know, we're able to make the game free. Oh, you know, in the fullness of time, we're going to need to figure out how to make some money from RecRoom. You know, we've ever since we shipped into early access from day one, we've always said at some point, you know, we're going to need to make some money.
Flying around.
But you know, we're probably I don't know exactly how far away. I would say we're a long way away from really digging into that. And we are committed to making sure that the core RecRoom experience is always free, because you know we think of ourselves as a social app first and foremost. So we want everyone to be able to come and play together. And so you should imagine that we'll add some premium features at some point that we'll charge money for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Imagine how easy it could be just to put an image on the wall for an advertisement, a Coca-Cola poster in the rec center.
And we want to think about that stuff, you know, really carefully, because we want to make sure, you know, we like, obviously we're biased, but we think RecRoom has a very special kind of vibe to it. And so if we were to introduce advertising, we want to do it in a very careful way.
Imagine all the impressions though.
I've got a question for Solar over here.
Someone was talking.
I was just wondering how you felt about, there's this video I saw, like an Axon VR suit, I think it was. Like, what you think of those things?
So yeah,
You get hit in a dodgeball and feel it.
Yeah, there's so.
Yeah, I want one of those.
So definitely stuff like that is very cool, and
Yeah, next
we've actually met with a couple of companies that do kind of, you know, various kind of haptic suits and stuff like that. Our CEO Nick, we got him strapped into a haptic vest and had him experience that. So I think like for all of those kinds of things, like, you know, for special controllers, for eye tracking, you know, all kinds of different stuff, we kind of have the same thought process, which is, you know, we want RecRoom to be available to as wide an audience as possible. And so while those things are only available to a very, very, you know, VR itself is still a pretty small market, you know, as I've said, you know, everyone here in this room is an early adopter and an enthusiast, you know, so it's a pretty small market. And then the number of people who have access to like a haptic bodysuit or the Vive trackers or, you know, really sophisticated peripherals, you know, it's like a very, very small install base. So I think probably we'll let other people do a lot of the pioneering work there. And when the adoption, we're kind of really focused on, you know, getting the social piece figured out, like, and making sure it's a great gathering place. So we like that stuff, but I think we're unlikely to add rich support for it anytime soon, if that makes sense.
Alright, cool. I was just wondering if you thought it was cool or not.
Oh, definitely cool. Yeah. We love all that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. Have you guys seen the eye tracking video that's on YouTube? It was a test we did for Valve and stuff for GDC, and that was really fun to play with. But you know, like that I think, you know, if we start seeing all the headsets have eye tracking, we'll sure support that. All right, I'm not sure who had their hand up first, so let's go with somewhere we haven't heard from. Secret Sparrow.
I waited.
All right. Are you on push to talk?
Push to talk. Remember to push to talk if you're off push to talk.
So, oh
no!
All right, no question.
They went to charades.
We said they were waiting.
Oi.
Me.
Okay, go.
Three things. First of all, while you were saying about the premium features, please no microtransactions. Of all things, no microtransactions.
I just wanted to say that as well.
And
I'd rather much more like pay for the game once and then play it than like have a VIP option or a member. So it seems like people are better than the other, and that's like unfair for the people that don't have a lot of money. So I'd rather spend like 50 or maybe 20 euros or dollars or whatever to like play this game, because I think personally it should like cost something, because I want to support you guys obviously to make this like an amazing game and have more models than what we have right now. And So like, I'd rather
understood.
Reg have like one prize instead of like ranks.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have a premium account.
We will definitely have a free option for sure. We'll definitely have a free option for sure. And yeah, and like I said, so now's a great time. You know, we're still a long way away from you know, going down the monetization path. So come and talk to us on Reddit. Come and talk to us on Discord. We expect to have many months of conversation about this. And when we do that, we're going to do it the same way we do everything, which is we do experiments. You know, we'll do small experiments. We don't, you know, necessarily marry any of our ideas first. We kind of put them out, see how it works, see if people get value from it, and then we sort of develop it. So you can expect to see us start small on that front.
Also, I had a second thing as well.
Sorry, you had a second. Sorry, yes, you did say that.
And I also have a third one after that.
Pug, what are you doing?
You know,
What?
Calm down, dude. You can do it. You can do it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
you know what I would really like to see? Like, for example, for the basketballs, or even for some of the small guns like pistols, like double-handed wielding. Like for basketballs, you could go like this, you know?
Oh, sure. Get a
That'd be cool.
handed,
You make the,
that would be cool. That would be cool.
And also,
You can do that
the way
already.
it is right
There's
now,
no-handed wielding.
and when can we be
Just balance on both your
expecting
hands.
support for PlayStation VR? Because I've got a friend who's gonna get PlayStation VR. I'm excited to be able to play them.
So yeah, so here's what I can say about PlayStation VR. We have been looking at it, we have been working on it, and if we possibly can, we're going to bring RecRoom to PlayStation VR. It currently will run on a PlayStation. We've tested that. Ultimately, it's up to Sony. You know, they have to approve everything that comes up on the PlayStation. So we can't absolutely say just by ourselves like it's definitely coming, because you know it's got to be a partnership with Sony. But yeah, we definitely want to bring it to PlayStation VR, and as soon as we can confirm that, we'll definitely talk about it. But hopefully, and then I hope, you know, once we get all of our, you know, when and if we can get our PSVR friends in here, I hope you'll kind of all welcome them and show them the RecRoom culture and how to be excellent to each other.
Also, right before another hand is picked, I just want to say one last thing. I'm sorry. Can we have like more of these sort of developer talks? Because I think it'll just make the community like feel more connected with the development of the game and all that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
we can. It's it's really fun for us as well, and so I can encourage. Maybe Duffy will host one at some point. He can tell us all about programming. Yeah, so excited. Emily, what you got?
All right, so if you remember back in September, we all tested out go-karts. Me and Rocco. What's the thoughts on that? Even though I couldn't really handle the motion sickness kind of thing. I know that's our like main concern. But I was just wondering I just want to get something from you, because that was fun, even though I couldn't handle it.
So all right, Emily's talking about a prototype that we made last September, I think it was. We did basically a Mario Kart style go-karts where you take your avatar, you sit in the cart, you drive. Super fun.
Go-karts.
But about 30% of people got really strong motion sickness from it. Like just like rip the headset off level motion sickness, like super bad. And we haven't yet figured out how to solve that. So we kind of shelved it for the time being. If we can figure out how to kind of get it to be so people aren't puking, then we'd love to ship it. So I'd say in the future, something I've said before is like, you know, we hope that, you know, ultimately there's millions upon millions of RecRoom users, and, you know, like we're all around the world. And at that point, just like the haptic suits and things like that, it'll make sense for us to make activities that maybe only a subset of users can enjoy. But right now, everything we try and do, we try and make sure it has value to everybody as much as possible.
Okay, that makes sense, because a lot of people have been talking and asking about that.
Yeah, I think there are GIFs and video. If you go search for it online,
I actually do have some.
There you go. I think Emily, you made some video for us. Yeah. Perfect. All right, Moo the dog, what you got?
Have you guys thought about doing anything like a climbing room or anything like that?
My arms are getting so tired.
No, we haven't really thought about that. Although I like climbing. I think climbing is a really fun experience, and like it's a great locomotion style. Yeah. So yeah, we're not averse to it.
I'll hold your arm.
Locomotion, I wanted to ask about.
Hold my hand.
Okay, who else we got? Noble Archer, what you got?
So, I recommended this a while ago, and I talked to people about it.
Archer.
That's the idea, like, where you can like buy different clothing items that you get or something. Like every time you level up, you get currency, stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's an interesting idea. That's a B-Boss
that
question.
Batman?
Like, he's really the one thinking through all of our kind of like items and systems and events and stuff like that. But yeah, for sure, talk to B-Boss about that one. We've definitely talked internally about, should we have like, in-game Rec Room credits or
I think
something.
Captain Dave is too tall and he can't.
I think so.
Rec rupees.
Yeah, Rec Rupees, that's kind of fun. All right,
I just put it over here.
hang on, I'm trying to let's get a question from someone who hasn't had a question yet.
I've been
Evil
holding my hands
Boomer.
up for 5 minutes.
Alright.
Jesus.
It's misogyny. That's what it is.
Alright,
You're right.
Stop it
Evil
with the
Boomer,
deep
Evil
voice.
Boomer, what you got?
Look at this.
So like talking about the future of VR, like where would all of you think like 5 years from now, where would you think VR would be? Like,
oh, good question.
How advanced would it be 5-10 years from now?
Okay, so I think
There's so much breathing everywhere.
yeah, push to talk, people. Push to talk.
Can we test the
Yeah, everyone's just like,
blue one?
Yeah, let me test something. Let me test something.
Oh, you got-
Silence all
everyone
players.
sounds
Oh, can you
We
still
can't
hear
hear
me?
you. Okay.
Can you hear each other? Oh, the power. Okay, hang on. All right, I'm turning you back on. Can you? Can you...
yeah, it sounds
Please
like
do that. Please do that. We keep it like that.
That's awesome.
it sounds like I'm
So Evil Boomer, the
Sunshine.
question was, like, what do we think about VR in 5 years? What do we think about VR in 10 years? So, I mean, the honest answer has got to be not 100% sure, obviously. What I hope in 5 years is that we have a wide array of mobile VR options. So what I want is that you don't have to go to a specific room in your house. You don't have to like have anything plugged in with wires or anything. You don't need any external sensors or cameras or anything. I want you to just be able to put on a headset and you're in Rec Room. That's what I want.
I feel like VR will be like an advancement for like, let's say like military, like military training or
Well, they're
medical.
already doing
yeah.
classes where they teach
Yeah.
people more medical stuff because they're able to break down
Yeah,
the
I
body.
think that there's a lot of really good
Yeah.
use cases like that. And then in
There's
10 years, I
already
think...
like for like $30, there's like the software that's actually like an autopsy of like a human body. Like you can
They already have
like
that.
cut away parts. Yeah.
that
It's on
sounds kinda
Steam.
fun.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's called
Yeah.
Surgeon
In the
Simulator,
lab.
isn't it?
No, Cole,
Not at all.
Cold, what do you got? What do you got?
It was just about the characters again. I was kind of curious on whether or not, because I know that we have like long hair and dresses and stuff for chicks, but I was kind of wondering if you were going to modify the bodies for whether or not you wanted to have your character be female. Not like super giant boobs or anything, but like modify it so that there's like a little bit of something that, like some boobs. Basically. Yeah,
Or if you want to be silly and make
I
yourself
don't know.
fat.
I look like a dude. Most people think I'm a dude because I don't look like
Yeah,
a
we're not averse to that. So are you on the Discord, Colt?
I am not. I will have to get you guys on the Discord.
Yeah, so here's what I would suggest.
Imagine.
Go on the Discord and talk to Alkmaar, who's one of our developers, and she's got a lot to do with avatar items and basically convince Alkmaar and you can make it happen in Rec Room.
I have a question over here.
Give us boobs! Give us the boobs!
Yeah, in all seriousness, there's a balance to strike, because like what we don't want to do is kind of over-sexualize things and invite
Yeah, that's what I'm
harassment.
saying. Just a little bump. That's it. Just a little
Understood.
tiny bit.
Yeah.
I'm a fat
Maybe a bra
Like
job
12-year-old
in the
boobs.
room, and you can just choose
All right,
the
now,
bra that you want,
Sade
and that will
Cunner.
change your
There you
size.
go. There you
I got
go.
this question. I remember.
I'm not sure how to pronounce your name here.
Change your hair color. Change your boob size.
Saeed,
That girl's a female.
Said. You got a question?
Everyone's gonna put boobs
No?
on their characters
Okay.
if that happens.
I got a question.
Oh, sure.
That's a female.
All right, get a question. All right, Dexter, what do you get?
So, I am Italian, and I want the classic Italian emote.
Wait. You're
Yeah.
Italian?
Okay, sure.
I want it.
Yeah, so
Language.
you actually raised a really interesting question. Is as we go more global, some gestures are culturally specific, and that's something that we don't know a lot about. I'm Australian by birth, but we're based in Seattle in America. So our cultural understanding is informed by that. But yeah, so let me answer that this way. I think we just shipped the espresso menu where you can kind of do the various kinds of facial expressions, and I think probably what we'll do over time is add customization to that. So like letting you kind of like load up your own kind of expressions and stuff. And so I could imagine doing something like that, giving you a set of different gestures that you can pick from.
Maybe. What about gesture you can unlock in the boxes?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that could be kind of fun. I was thinking we could do weekly challenges
you
and
can
you could unlock like super frustrated expressions.
Yeah, maybe you can just set four
Oh my god,
emotes.
what's up with that weekly challenge that we had to do with the frickin' pistol for Jumbotron?
You love it.
That was so ridiculous.
That wasn't so
oh my
hard.
god.
Wait, there's weekly challenges?
Giant pistol?
Just at the
maybe-
boss fight, just join the team,
Oh my God.
grab a pistol, and you die.
In
I
your
died.
watch, there's on the checklist, there's a weekly
Yeah, look at that
challenge,
checklist,
and
guys.
you'll
It was
unlock skins
terrible.
for the various items.
It is horrible.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
What if
Me
you...
and a group of
action
friends
is
tried
moving.
it over and over and
Vanemi,
over.
over in the
Oh,
back.
that's insane.
Alright. Right. I'm down.
Question. That's funny.
Did you get in, man?
Yeah, okay, sure. So hang on, sorry, I got myself confused. Let me rotate properly. So I think a lot of us have a background in video games. I come
Can you
from a
repeat the question? We didn't hear the
background in
question.
video games. I was a.
He wanted to know
I
how
was-
he...
Yeah, the question was like, how big's the team and how do we kind of get started? So a lot of the kind of founding members of Against Gravity met at Microsoft. A lot of us worked together on the HoloLens program. So I don't know, are people familiar with the HoloLens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's so cool. I want one,
Yeah,
but it's too
very cool piece of
expensive.
very cool
But,
piece
like,
of
thing is,
technology.
It's not even out yet. It's
Buy
like
like
the
3
the
cars.
No,
developer
that's right.
version.
There's a developer edition. They're very focused on kind of business and enterprise use cases at the moment. But my team made one of the first games that was for the HoloLens. It's called Robo Raid, and it's a kind of a robots bashing through the walls kind of game. If you look it up on YouTube,
Oh, I've
it's
seen that
real
one.
fun.
That's
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
they use for the conference.
Yeah, that's the one.
To
That's
show
the
it
one.
off.
So that was our thing. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
kind of
as
like,
well.
and and then we kind of got like we wanted to work more on games, and honestly, like one of the earliest thoughts about RecRoom was like we were like, someone's gonna make the Wii Sports a VR. Maybe we should make the Wii Sports a VR. and then as we thought about that, we were like, how could you make that
It does,
cooler?
but it's like
Well,
in the
it'd be
best
cool if it was
way.
like social Wii Sports, and you could play with people from all around the world. And then we sort of
It's like you
realized
took
that
the
the
best
social
parts
part
of the
was the
Wii
most
and
fun
put them
part.
into a VR.
That's great. I
Speaking
think
of,
All right, let's just go a question over this side of the room because I've been biased over here.
Arm hurts over there.
All right, who we
Gribbly,
got?
I'm
I go
you
pigeons.
go kill Gribbly.
I have a two-part question. First off, any chance in the future of getting some sort of a private basketball arena where we could host games and like tournaments and stuff? And secondly,
always a chance.
can you talk about the state of the boxing game? Did you run into any problems with it, or are you still working on it?
Yeah,
I think
that's just
Dumpy
gone.
can handle
That's
that one.
gone.
It's too violent.
Get angry and then go in there and rage.
The boxing one is so basically the way boxing worked is we've done a prototype of it back in the day. It was one of the first things we wanted to try. We couldn't quite get it feeling right. It's something I'm personally really passionate about. I definitely want to do boxing at some point because like just I think the ability of like just having one-on-one
Hitting
kind
your
of combat
friends
would
in the
be
face.
would be really awesome. But it's just something we keep coming up with higher priorities. Like we wanted to do something more social, like paintball, which can entertain more players at once. Quest, we wanted to do something co-op. And so it's not that we don't want to do it. It's just that we keep prioritizing other things first. But one day we will get there. But I would, to be honest, not for months. Not for
That
not
makes
for
perfect
I'm
monsters.
sure
sense.
they'll
Thank you for the
probably
answer.
have every sport ever in this thing at some point.
Backy up the back here.
Wait.
So, as we approach the future of VR, there are many of us who want to help others, and you demonstrated this yourself. A common question that's always asked is, "What is your system?" I'd love for the above avatar to be able to display what their system is, so we can just jump right to the help instead of like, "Well, what system are you? Okay, then it's this way, then that way."
Okay. What do other
Maybe
people
put
think
that
of that
on the
idea?
espresso menu.
I
Have a gesture that holds it up above your head when someone asks you.
Like a badge.
Well, I don't even want to
Like
ask
the
a question.
optional,
I just want to be able to
like,
look at somebody and
Something
know.
in the watch menu where you can turn
All right,
it
so
on.
yeah, okay, yeah, we'll think about that one. That's an interesting idea. I like anything that helps people help each other is
Or
very
maybe
cool.
like a little pin or something on there that they wear, like a
Oh,
little
that's fine.
vibe icon or a little
Yeah.
wrist icon that goes on your shirt.
You could wear a
Unique
little
watch
line
face.
if you want to share.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Okay, good ideas. I like those ideas. All right, Pug, you're bouncing around a lot.
Oh my God! Wow.
So I thought like maybe we should do like different game modes for the different fancy pants outfits.
How do you mean, like?
Like
oh, I see what you're saying. Like
for the space, like a space
Right.
mission, kind of low and echoey.
Oh, okay. That's a fun idea. All right, we'll take that one under advisement. That one's a maybe. Joey, what you got?
End this game kind of.
All right,
tournament.
quick, before I don't get any turn anymore. Puzzle games. Also, water physics and custom character
Joey, you know,
customization.
you just come on to
Amazing
Reddit
with
and
the
talk to us
food.
about
Have water.
You can drink, remember?
But for now, puzzle games. All right.
puzzle games.
Is that all
Okay.
you wanted to ask?
Okay. Okay, so definitely like we want to build out the lounge more and have more kind of like board games, more kind of like when you say puzzle game, what do you mean?
For example, you gotta help each other to the other side. For example, that could be
Oh,
games.
okay, yeah.
Escape room stuff, maybe.
Like Portal 2?
Escape room ideas.
Prison, escape room, that kind of stuff. It could be really fun, socializing.
Oh, I love those escape rooms places that you can go to.
For example, like prison, for example. So people are in a
Escape,
prison,
yeah,
one
get out of
guard.
jail. That's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
but that kind of stuff.
A couple months ago, I literally just did a prison escape room, like in real life, not in VR.
Okay, Emily, what you got?
Okay, I have two
What?
things. So one is, I saw people kind of had this idea of like maybe you can have like a hallway of dorm rooms with your friends, and like you can.
Oh
kinda,
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that discussion on Discord. We think that's a really cool idea, and we're trying to think through the best way to do something like that. But giving people like a persistent space and like kind of having, but like that triggered the idea of it. It'd be really fun if you could like knock on your friend's dorm room door and go visit
Yeah,
them.
like, kind of like decorate
like a
your
hotel
room,
or
like
something.
change the wall colors or something.
It's a private
Okay.
space.
And the lobby will be empty.
Where there's no people bothering you.
Denied.
Okay, and you had another one?
Another thing,
Maybe you could
yeah, come
toggle it
here
on
real
or
quick.
off if you
So
want
come
to. Pro.
closer. I'm recording another music video. Can you do something really cool that I can put in?
Oh, something really cool.
Yeah, just right now.
Right now.
Okay, I could do some fun dancing.
Take your glasses off and then an explosion or something behind
That's
you.
cool.
That's
That's
the best I
Thank
can
you.
do. You got to give me more warning than that if you want me to be cool. Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Cole, what you got?
Oh man, I just lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Empty.
No
Oh
worries, no
crap!
worries.
It
Evil
just
up gaming.
poops.
That's all right.
Dang.
Mine's
Come
very
back.
simple.
È
Selfie.
Oh, sure.
Mamma mia, pazza Margheroni.
Oh, I came back.
Well, what is it?
How do you even
Say it
use
before
that
you
thing?
leave.
I tried
Say it,
using it
Cole.
and I don't know how.
What, the camera?
The camera?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, this is my first day.
All right, yeah,
So-
just kind of hit the buttons on the back. Like there's like you can flip the camera front to back. There's a shutter button. You'll figure it out. Ask someone.
Alright,
they'll
this is
go.
my first day, so.
All right,
The camera's
Cole,
in your
welcome,
profile.
by the way. Cole, what you got?
So I was kind of curious because I have the other game called Climb Me, and I was wondering if you guys could incorporate some kind of not climb me, but like a rock climbing wall with different
All right,
levels.
someone
of
else
skill
mentioned that
levels.
earlier. Yeah, someone else mentioned that earlier. Yeah, that could be a fun one. Yeah,
see the
I would say
bounces
probably
and
like
flash.
boxing. I don't think we're going to get to that
Oh
super
god, I
soon.
don't know about that.
We want to kind of build out the event stuff, but yeah. Okay, Big Mac, what you got?
Hang on, tell me, do you recommend climbing?
Yeah,
'Cause I'm thinking
the
of getting
disc golf game is actually
It's
really good, but I
it's
think
really
it
good.
would
Care, the
work
server's
better if
fine.
it was like an actual
the
mini
server's
golf
good.
game with a putt-putt type
A lot of the people that
ball
have it
and
already
stuff.
have RecRoom.
You mean like putt-putt with discs or putt-putt with like this kind of...
Yeah, yeah, like a mini golf game. Yeah.
There should be a setting.
We were initially gonna do that instead of disc golf, but we kind of got worried about like having people looking down all the time, like with the kind of big chunky headsets.
Yeah, your headset falls off when you look down.
Probably be fine, but yeah, maybe second generation lighter headsets will make that a little bit better. But I do like that idea. But Amy.
Vanami, yeah, sorry.
Vanami, sorry.
Just the next idea, if you're trying to work more on event stuff, I think something that would work really good is, for example, when you muted us, everything was very, very silent. So maybe a way for us to make sound that is not talking, like clapping your hands, or like doing the woo or something like that, will make very good communication with a lot of people that is not talking.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We thought about having you able to like spawn a tomato to throw at the presenter.
Please make that a thing.
Let's do that, please.
Alright, Evil Up Davey, what you get?
I noticed actually something in disc golf while we're on that topic. I noticed that you can kind of like cheat if somebody has their frisbee down. You can actually like not even grab it, but just smack it and it'll go away. And that's kind of like cheating. Is that intended?
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So that goes to one of our sort of like big social experiments that we're sort of running is if you've read the Code of Conduct, is everyone familiar with the Code of Conduct?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So the last rule on the Code of Conduct is don't mess with other people's games. We don't want to implement a million rules, so don't make us. And so the way the experiment we're running is like, if we leave like things like disc golf, you can technically cheat and push your disc around. How much do people exploit that? Because you think if you go to the park in real life and you're playing with your friends and you're like playing, throwing a frisbee to each other, it's not really any fun to cheat. And like people just kind of socially police their own behavior. And so we're kind of like trying to see if that can emerge in social VR. If like it's just like, yeah, you could cheat, but it's less fun and just be cool about it. And so we're just trying to see how long we can take that attitude. Does that make sense?
The only time that I
There is a problem with that. The mountains.
In VR.
Once I throw it on the mountain, it's gone. So basically, the game is over.
So let's talk about that. Okay, so this is our fault. There is actually a solution to that in disc golf. You press the scoreboard button, and there's a hazard button, so you can manually hazard your disc and bring it back.
Cool. Jeez, dude.
Sorry, it's our fault. We should have
told that to the person who was playing with me.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Now I know.
No worries. All right, Captain Dave.
Yeah, I just
Sorry
wanted to
about your
mention. Yeah, that daggone well. But on the note of like cheats and stuff like that, even in Quest, I like to hide in the wall. But I also wanted to mention it's a good handicap feature because I'll sit down sometimes. I can't really stand too long as it is because I don't have no legs. But hiding in the wall, yes, I go out of bounds if I go too far. But at the same time, it's also an advantage to have like handicap spots.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm. What do you mean by handicap spots? I'm not sure I follow that.
Like
well, not everybody can dodge and duck and run around as much as. So at the same time, it's good to have a place that you can safely fight from.
I understand. All right, so yeah, so like just going out of bounds briefly is a good way to like work around that. Yeah, that makes sense. And like so as I said, our goal here is that it's a fun and welcoming environment for everybody. And so yeah, if you can find a way to play a game that works for you and it's not messing up anyone else's game, then totally cool. Minnie Mouse.
Definitely.
Oh, sorry. Did someone else have? Was that you, Duffy, talking?
Nope. Yeah, I was gonna say that if he's got any other suggestions or anything like that, definitely hit us up on Discord because we're always open to make it better.
Discord, Reddit, Steam forums, and our Twitter @AgainstGrav. We're constantly looking at those. Minnie Mouse, did you have a question?
I have a request that they should do.
Okay.
They should start making things where you can. After that, they have a bottom line where you can type personality if you want to, because people have been like some of their voices, or they would keep thinking that they're little, and they'll just start kicking them out, even though they're over, at least over 13.
All right. Well,
that sometimes happens.
We will tell them.
That's actually
Evil Boomer. What you got?
Okay, so going back to like you know, like you're talking about Wii Sports.
Yes.
Have you ever played Wii Sports Resort?
No, I haven't played that personally.
I love
I've seen
that
the
game.
trailers
I
and
played it.
stuff.
That's a great game.
Okay. So
I should
in
play that.
Wii Sports Resort, they have a sword fighting game where you can like play against like AI.
Oh
I want a sword fighting game.
I'm addicted to
I
it.
want one where you
idea.
can like. I want one where you can like 1v1 a real
lightsabers,
person
man.
with foam swords and stuff.
All right,
Like
cool.
either like you can like.
I'll take a look.
either
I
you
don't
like
make much
make your
encouragement
own
for
shot
playing Nintendo
manager.
games because they tend to be amazing. So, all right, thanks for the recommendation. We'll take
That's
a look.
fun one.
I want lightsabers.
All right, Fresh.
Okay, well, this is
Hi,
more like a
Fresh.
hi. The scope for RecRoom, like specifically. So, how big is the scope for this game? I had a dream actually, like a few days ago, I think, where I was in
Whoa,
Rec
I
Room.
got a dream.
But there was like
I have
we
a
were all in
dream.
like a
Shut
big
up.
city, and there was like cafes and stuff, and so it's like
Yeah,
hangout
yeah.
spaces.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So good question. Like, so we're gonna see how big this can get. You know, we hope
think that's the
we hope
launch,
we can
though.
keep building. We hope we can keep building. That's definitely the goal.
Yeah, but
I
this
had
is
a
our
dream.
dream.
I had a Rec Room
broken-
dream the other day too about like, and it was like I could feel the objects and pick them up, and like kind of like.
They're
feel all the
making
textures.
gloves for that, for the vibe.
Yeah,
They're making
I know,
gloves
right?
you can
One-
wear.
One day.
They've got
all
that
right, Big
Manus
Mac.
VR gloves.
So, and like, just time check. We got about 10 minutes left, and then I got to run.
Okay, just a quick one. Echo Arena is like a really good game, and the concept
yeah.
of zero G in the game, I think, is actually really fascinating. Have you ever
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, we've thought about it. Like, definitely seen the positive response for Echo Arena. It's a very cool game. Yeah, definitely wouldn't rule anything like that out. That's why our company is called Against Gravity.
Ah,
Thank you. Alan.
Mech
Trucks.
warriors. We need mech warriors.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
like
I have
it's
people
like
do
a
that.
woods, like a camping area.
Is there like a balcony or something, or?
Yeah, people
kind
ask
of
for that a lot.
situation.
I think I know Bilal especially wants an outdoor area for the lounge. So yeah, I think we'll get there for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, hang on. I'm accidentally swiped. Who hasn't asked a question? Who hasn't asked a question? Princess Fuzzy.
Okay. So you had the crossover event a while back
yeah, with
raw data.
raw data. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm so annoyed that I missed out on it because all my friends have cool gear that I can't get now. Do you maybe in the
yeah,
future
yeah,
some
yeah.
more like that with other games and stuff? Yeah, obviously
we'd
I don't
like
have
to,
any
man.
cool gear.
We get so busy, and we sort of like it takes time to like organize stuff like that. But we'd love
some big
to.
love.
We'd love to hear suggestions for like you know, what other VR games, because we really like you know the
crossover with Gorn.
crossover,
Especially if you
crossover
want
with
sword
Gorn.
stabbing.
Right. And so I know probably some of you here are developers and maybe know people making VR games. Put them in touch with us if they want to like do crossovers and stuff.
Crossover with Wizards of Space.
All right. So okay. So yeah. So Gorn. All right. We'll see if we can talk to the Gorn folks and we'll see what they say.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
McKinley.
go ahead.
Oh, were you just excited about Gorn?
Oh, I love that game. I love that
That game
game.
is so fun. Gorn.
Really?
Gorn
Should I get-
Gaming. What you got?
I'm gonna make this quick. So first, have you heard of Manus VR gloves?
Like axes and
Yes, heard of it. I've not tried them.
Yeah, so what he was saying, think about that. And second, I just had this like sitting in my mind from earlier about the whole cheating thing. I feel like
It's on
as
Steam,
the
Gorn.
I feel like as
it's free
the
on
VR
Steam,
community
actually.
grows bigger, there's probably going to be more cheating because there'll be less of this sort of small
and I
community
got
sense.
free.
Because I lived in a really small community in Niagara, and everybody like has a lot of good decency and morals because everyone knows each other, and you would be shamed if you did something like bad or against the common morals. But here, right now, it's the same because small community. But as the community gets bigger, it'll be like, I'll never see them again.
I hear you, but let's hope that's not an inevitability. Let's see how big we can grow while retaining a really positive community. I kill pigeons.
What are your thoughts about adding custom options to Quest to change up the weapons? Say have bow and arrow in Jumbotron or laser guns in Golden Trophy, that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I think that's for sure a possibility. You know, you've seen us experiment with paintball with the kind of private custom games, and that's a direction we're definitely going to go further down. And there'll be something coming reasonably soon that kind of expands that out a fair bit. So yeah, so I think we definitely want to get there.
Oh no, paintball.
All right, cool. What else? I got 5 minutes. What else can we talk about? All right, let me ask a couple of questions of the group. Oh, okay, Cole, before I do that.
Have you checked out VR chat at all?
Yes, have checked out VR chat. VR chat's cool. I like that.
Okay.
Like that's the one where you you teleport and you see your character walking, right?
It's the one where that one's fidelity, high fidelity. The other one is
Well, no, VR chat has it too.
VR chat has
VR
the ability
chat is the same.
Well, VR chats has the ability to bring in, like, upload your own characters.
Yeah.
Let's say you want a comic book character, a movie
Yeah, it's kind of a mess
character,
because of that. There's no
video game
unified aesthetic there.
Yeah, I think we're probably
that's
unlikely to
the
do that for characters. We've talked about we're actually honestly not sure like whether we would like import
Well, I
objects
was more so
and
curious
spaces.
about the rooms that they have, because they have like multiple different rooms. I was just curious whether or not you'd open it up so that people who are developing their own rooms for VR or you know, RecRoom specifically.
We're not sure yet, honestly. Like that's part of like why discussions like this are really valuable to us. Is like, you know, we want to gauge how much interest there is in that. And I think, you know, something that we'll definitely do, I'm not sure when, but I think something we'll definitely experiment with is allowing you to customize the spaces that we have. You know, so like, you know, change colors, move the furniture around, save it, and kind of customize it. I think like probably what we'll do first is more like interior design than like building from scratch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All right. This is an interesting display. Okay, let me ask a question. Something that we've talked about internally a fair bit is, you know, is maybe making some adjustments to the way the torso behaves to kind of like add a little bit more fluidity and realism to it.
Oh, that would be great.
Probably
Like
as a
lying
result
down.
of that, it would mean that like this kind of like having it stick out like super wide and like when you
neck
nod,
dodging.
it kind of goes like would. You know, yeah, neck dodging would probably suffer, and like
this
I
looks
don't know,
great.
like what would be the reaction? Like would anyone miss too badly like the kind of wildly flippy torsos if we made them a little made them a little?
Yeah, I would kind of miss it because it's like physically, it's funny to see how people like, you know,
Like you're
do that.
simple, you know?
So I would miss it.
It makes
Okay,
sense.
that's why I have to have a toggle
That's why
for
I'm
it, just to be able to
asking-
switch it between the two options. Because it'd be nice to be able to look up without lying down. But then again, people like it as well. So maybe just switch in the watch menu.
Okay.
Old body physics, new body physics.
Thank you, Carson. Yes, for demonstrating.
Locomotion walk, is that possible? Like as in,
So yeah, so maybe. So we're not opposed to locomotion options. I mean, we don't really have a good idea right now for how to do it without getting motion sickness for a bunch of people.
LOD.
So say again.
Don't
with
kick
Arizona
Don't kick
Sunshine,
Cyber.
with Arizona Sunshine, you have like a LOD setting, and the higher you put it, the less motion sickness you get, basically.
Right,
And that seems to work very well. So maybe you could like look into that.
Yeah,
I hope
I would
that
say
it works.
I think we'll experiment with it at some point. Not super high on our priority list. You know, it's I think again, you know, we're really interested in getting the gatherings and events and social stuff really worked out. But yeah, definitely not a hard no on locomotion. Like we're willing to experiment.
My wall.
Cool.
All right. So okay, so I think
Is that like a rift problem?
Gribbly,
what do you
tag a
what do you got?
photo.
What are you guys
I don't know.
doing?
I found the people there.
Get off the stage!
I have
They're
no idea.
different.
Have
They
you
wanna
tested
be
the
on
promote
stage.
feature yet?
Come back, Fuzzy.
Sorry, what
Is
was
the
the question?
tomato option still
Have you
there?
tested the
Oh yeah,
promote
we did. Have I tested the what?
the promote feature for events yet?
Oh yeah, I have. Where's Duffy? Is he? I promoted Duffy to be a host.
Yeah.
Actually, let me
That's what
test.
the
That's a great
crown
idea. Let me
stands
test it.
for.
Emily, I'm going to use you to test. All right? I'm going to make you a host. Give me
I
one
didn't hear it. Test
second.
what?
Here we go.
Banana
Emily,
special.
let's
Then you'll
make
be
Emily a
allowed on
host.
stage.
So Emily, you should be able to teleport on the stage now. Can you?
She doesn't have a
No.
crown
Oh,
yet.
hang on. Wait a second.
She
Wait
doesn't have a
second.
crown.
All right. How about now?
Still no crown.
Oh,
yet,
interesting.
in
See,
my
I don't think it's working.
Are you seeing the crown come up on it?
Try someone else. Maybe it's just like a kind
Okay,
of bug.
let me try someone else. Let me try.
Try Polish.
I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it by seeing who appears next in the list. So it's Carson Todd 50.
Yeah.
All right. Where's Carson Todd?
Yeah.
That's him over there.
Okay. All right. This is good. We found the bug. So I'm not able. Can you promote anyone, Duffy?
No. Must be only before it starts.
Can you depromote as well?
Great.
Can you take it back?
You helped us find a bug.
Well,
all right, so
everyone,
I think I'm going to wrap it up, but let me say thank you for coming to this event. This was like a
Duffy.
really fun discussion.
Thank you.
Love the questions.
Thank you.
for playing RecRoom with you all.
Thank you, Gribbly and Duffy.
Thank you very much,
please,
guys.
please
You guys
stay
are
in
the
touch with us.
best.
We'll do more of these because it's fun and interesting for us, and it seems
Gribbly,
like
what's your
you guys
Discord?
had a good time. I'm sorry.
What's the Discord?
Discord's available through the Reddit.
Yeah, go to the subreddit.
Yeah, so
and
right
get it.
now,
There's a link on the Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah, find us on the Reddit. It's our RecRoom. There's links on the sidebar to the Discord. Come and talk to us. And yeah, we'll do this again soon.
Okay, cool.
Hey,
Gribbly.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye.
An event.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Here's rapidly through
Never mind.
Wait.
Hey, thanks for
Never
hosting
mind,
us,
whatever.
you guys.
Is there a kick-all feature from event?
Wait, Duffy. I have to say, okay, thumbs up.
You're
Move
goddamn
is
right it is.
It's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
No
only
one else
shows
can see
client
it.
side. No one else can see your thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
Can you see my
Thanks.
thumbs up?
Oh,
Can you
okay.
see my thumbs up?
All right, I'll
Can
make
you
sure
see
it
the
gets
thumbs
fixed.
up
Thanks,
or not?
guys.
Nope.
No.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that actually
fine,
works.
fine.
Or it doesn't work, I mean.
All right, see you.
I totally knew.
Wait, you have to leave your party and then come back. I accidentally made
And it's fit.
Yeah, just
Just
event
relax,
is
push
over,
it off
guys.
and
Let's
go
go
on.
home.
Nope,
Nope, it's unsupervised party.
Have to too.
Time to trash the place.
Don't kick me.
No, you have to leave your party.
Wait, why did
The
somebody
teachers have left the room.
What?
was it?
No,
What did it say?
they were just being